The Great Bible, 2 Kings, the 23rd chapter. Josiah readeth Deuteronomy before the people. He putteth down the idols, after he had killed the priests thereof. He keepeth Passover. He was killed in Megiddo, and his son Jehoahaz reigneth in his stead. After he was taken, his son Jehoiakim was made king. The 23rd chapter. And then the king sent, and there gathered unto him all the elders of Judah and of Jerusalem. And the king went up into the house of the Lord, with all the men of Judah and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, with the priests and prophets, and all the people, both small and great. And he read in the ears of them all the words of the book of the covenant, which was found in the house of the Lord. And the king stood by a pillar, and made a covenant before the Lord, that they should walk after the Lord, and keep his commandments, his witnesses, and his statutes with all their heart, and all their soul, and make good the words of the said appointment that were written in the foresaid book. And all the people consented to the appointment. And the king commanded Hilkiah the high priest, and the inferior priests and the keepers of the ornaments, to bring out of the temple of the Lord all the vessels that were made for Baal, for the idol groves, and for all the host of heaven. And he burnt them without Jerusalem in the fields of Kedron, and carried the ashes of them into Bethel. And he put down the ministers of Baal, whom the kings of Judah had founded, to burn incense in the hill altars and cities of Judah that were round about Jerusalem, and also them that burnt incense unto Baal, to the sun, to the moon, to the planets, and to all the host of heaven. And he brought out the grove from the temple of the Lord without Jerusalem unto the brook Kedron, and burnt it there at the brook Kedron, and stamped it to powder, and cast the dust thereof upon the graves of the children of the people. And he brake down the cells of the male stews that were by the house of the Lord, where the woman wove hangings for the idol grove. And he brought all the priests out of the cities of Judah, and defiled the hill altars, where the priests had burnt incense, even from Geba to Beersheba, and destroyed the altars of the gates that were in the entering in of the gate of Joshua, the governor of the city, which were as a man goeth in, on the left hand of the gate of the city. Nevertheless, the priests of the hill altars came not up to the altar of the Lord in Jerusalem, save only they did eat of the sweet bread among their brethren. And he defiled Tophet, which is in the valley of the children of Hinnon, because no man should offer his son or his daughter in fire to Molech. He put down the horses that the kings of Israel had given to the sun at the entering in of the house of the Lord, by the chamber of Natanmelech the chamberlain, which was ruler of the suburbs, and burnt the chariots of the sun with fire. And the altars that were on the top of the parlor of Ahaz, which the kings of Judah had made, and the altars which Manasseh had made in the two courts of the house of the Lord, did the king break down, and ran thence, and cast the dust of them into the brook Kedron. And the hill altars that were before Jerusalem on the right hand of the Mount Olivet, which Solomon the king of Israel had builded for Ashtaroth the idol of the Zidonians, and for Chamos the idol of the Moabites, and for Milcom the abominable idol of the children of Ammon, those the king defiled, and brake the images, and cut down the idol groves, and filled their places with the bones of men. Moreover, the altar that was at Bethel, the hill altar made by Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which made Israel sin. Both the altar and also the hill he broke down, and burnt the hill altar, and stamped it to powder, and burnt the idol grove. And as Josiah turned himself, he spied the graves that were in the mount, and sent and fet the bones out of the graves, and burnt them upon the altar, to pollute it, according to the word of the Lord that the man of God proclaimed, which told the same words. Then he said, What gravestone is yonder that I see? And the men of the city told him, It is the sepulchre of the man of God, which came from Judah, and told the selfsame things that thou hast done to the altar of Bethel. And he said, Let him be. See that no man move his bones. And so his bones were saved with the bones of a prophet that came out of Samaria. And all the houses of the hill altars in the cities of Samaria, which the kings of Israel had made, to anger the Lord withal, those Josiah put out of the way, and did to them according to all the acts that he had done in Bethel. And he sacrificed all the priests of the hill altars that were there even upon the altars, and burnt men's bones upon them, and returned to Jerusalem. And the king commanded all the people, saying, Keep the feast of Passover unto the Lord your God, as it is written in the book of this covenant. There was no Passover holden like that, from the days of the judges that judged Israel, and in all the days of the kings of Israel, and of the kings of Judah. In the 18th year of King Josiah was this Passover holden to the Lord in Jerusalem. And thereto workers with spirits, and soothsayers, images, idols, and all the abominations that were spied in the land of Judah, and in Jerusalem, those did Josiah put out of the way, to perform the words of the law, which were written in the book that Hilkiah the priest found in the house of the Lord. Like unto him was there no king before him, that turned to the Lord with all his heart, with all his soul, and all his might, according to all the law of Moses. Neither after him arose there any such as he. Notwithstanding, the Lord turned not from the fierceness of his great wrath, wherewith he was angry against Judah, because of all the provocations that Manasseh had provoked him withal. And the Lord said, I will put Judah also out of my sight, as I have done away Israel, and will cast off this city Jerusalem, which I have chosen, and the house of which I said, My name shall be there. The rest of the words that concern Josiah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? In his days, Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, went up against the king of Assyria to the river of Euphrates. And King Josiah went against him, and was slain of him at Megiddo, when he had seen him. And his servants carried him dead from Megiddo, and brought him to Jerusalem, and buried him in his own sepulchre. And the people of the land took Jehoahaz, the son of Josiah, and anointed him, and made him king in his father's stead. Jehoahaz was 23 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 3 months in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Hamil, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, according to all things as his fathers had done. And Pharaoh Necho put him in bonds at Riblah in the land of Hamath, that he should not reign in Jerusalem, and put the land to a tribute of 100 talents of silver, and a talent of gold. And Pharaoh Necho made Eliakim the son of Josiah king in the room of Josiah his father, and turned his name to Jehoiakim, and took Jehoahaz away, which when he came to Egypt died there. And Jehoiakim gave the silver and the gold to Pharaoh, and taxed the land, to give the money according to the request of Pharaoh, requiring of every man, according to their ability, silver and gold, even of the people of the land, to give unto Pharaoh Necho. Jehoiakim was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Zebudah, the daughter of Pedaiah of Rumah. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, according to all things as his fathers had done. The 24th chapter. Jehoiakim dieth. Jerusalem is besieged of the Babylonians. Jehoiakim pleadeth himself to the king of Babylon, and in his room came Mattaniah, which was called Zedekiah. The 24th chapter. In his days came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, up, and Jehoiakim became his servant 3 years, and then turned and rebelled against him. And the Lord sent upon him men of war from among the Chaldees, from among the Syrians, out of the Moabites, and from the children of Ammon, and sent them against Judah, to destroy it, according to the saying of the Lord, which he spake by his servants the prophets. Only at the bidding of the Lord happened it so to Judah, to put them out of his sight, for the sins of Manasseh, according to all that he did, and for the innocent blood that he shed, and filled Jerusalem with innocent blood, and the Lord would not be reconciled. The rest of the words that concern Jehoiakim, and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And so Jehoiakim slept with his fathers, and Jehoiachin his son reigned in his stead. And the king of Egypt came no more out of his land, for the king of Babylon had taken from the river of Egypt unto the river of Euphrates all that pertained to the king of Egypt. Jehoiachin was 18 years old, and reigned in Jerusalem 3 months. His mother's name also was Nebusta, the daughter of Elnathan of Jerusalem. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, according to all as his father had done. In that time came the servants of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, up against Jerusalem, and the city was besieged. And Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, came against the city, and his servants did besiege it. And Jehoiachin, the king of Judah, came out to the king of Babylon, he and his mother, his servants, his lords, and his chamberlains. And the king of Babylon took him in the 8th year of his reign. And he carried out thence all the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasure of the king's house, and brake all the vessels of gold, which Solomon king of Israel had made in the temple of the Lord, as the Lord had said. And he carried away all Jerusalem, and all the lords, and all the strong men of war, even 10,000 into captivity, and all craftsmen and keepers, none remaining save the poor common people of the land. And he carried away Jehoiachin to Babylon, and the king's mother, and the king's wives, his chamberlains, and them that were mighty in the land. Those carried he away into captivity from Jerusalem to Babylon. And all the active men of war, even 7,000 craftsmen and porters, 1,000, all that were strong and apt for war, did the king of Babylon bring to Babylon captive. And the king of Babylon made Mattaniah, his father's brother, king in his stead, and changed his name to Zedekiah. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Hamutal, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, according to all as Jehoiakim had done. For the wrath of the Lord was moved against Jerusalem and Judah, until he cast them out of his sight. And Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon. The 25th chapter. Jerusalem is besieged of Nebuchadnezzar, otherwise called Nebuchadnezzar, and it and the temple are both burnt. The sons of Zedekiah are slain before his eyes, and after are his own eyes put out. Judah is brought to Babylon, and after is Jehoiakim exalted. The 25th chapter. And it fortuned that in the 9th year of his reign, the 10th day of the 10th month, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came, he and all his host, against Jerusalem, and pitched against it, and made engines against it on every side. And the city was besieged unto the 11th year of King Zedekiah. And the 9th day of the month, there was so great hunger in the city, that there was no bread for the people of the land. And the city was broken up, and all the men of arms fled by night, by a way through a gate which is between two walls, by the king's garden, the Chaldees lying about the city. And the king went the way toward the plain, and the soldiers of the Chaldees followed after the king, and took him in the plain of Jericho, and all his army were scattered away from him and left him. So they took the king, and brought him to Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, to Riblah, where they reasoned with him. And they slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes, and he put out the eyes of Zedekiah, and fettered him with 2 chains, and carried him to Babylon. And the 7th day of the 5th month, which is the 19th year of King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came Nebuzaradan, a servant of the king of Babylon, and chief captain of the men of war, unto Jerusalem, and burnt the house of the Lord, and the king's house, and all the houses of Jerusalem, and all great houses burnt he with fire. And all the soldiers of the Chaldees that were with the chief captain of the men of war broke down the walls of Jerusalem round about. But the rest of the people that were left in the city, and them that were fled to the king of Babylon, with the remnant of the common people, did Nebuzaradan, the chief captain of the men of war, carry away. But the captain of the soldiers left of the poor of the land to dress the vines and to till the ground. And the pillars of brass that were in the house of the Lord, and the sockets, and the brazen lavatory that was in the house of the Lord, did the Chaldees break, and carried all the brass of them to Babylon. And the pots, shovels, dressing knives, spoons, and all the vessels of brass that they ministered in, took they away. And the fire pans and basins, and such things as were of gold and of silver, them took the chief captain away, even 2 pillars, 1 lavatory, and the sockets which Solomon had made for the house of the Lord. The brass of all these vessels was without weight. The height of the 1 pillar was 18 cubits, and the head thereon was brass, and 3 cubits high, and upon the head was there a wreathen work, and pomegranates round about, all of brass. And of the same fashion was the 2nd pillar, with a wreathen work. And the chief captain of the men of war took Sariah the chief priest, and Zephaniah the high priest, save one, and the 3 keepers of the holy things. And out of the city he took a chamberlain that had the oversight of the men of war, and 5 men of them that were ever in the king's presence, which were found in the city, and him that was scribe to the captain of the host, which brought out the people of the land to war, and 60 men of the people of the land that were found in the city. And Nebuzaradan, the chief captain of the men of war, took these, and brought them to the king of Babylon to Riblah. And the king of Babylon smote them, and slew them at Riblah in the hand of Hanat. And so Judah was carried away out of their land. Howbeit, there remained people in the land of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, left, and made Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, ruler over them. And all the captains of the soldiers and other men heard that the king of Babylon had made Gedaliah governor. And there came to Gedaliah, to Mazpah, Ismael, the son of Netaniah, Johanan, the son of Kareah, Sariah, the son of Tanhumeth, the Netophathite, and Jazani, the son of Maacati, and their men. And Gedaliah sware to them and to the men whom they had with them, and said unto them, Fear not ye, because ye are the servants of the Chaldeans. Dwell in the land, and serve the king of Babylon, and ye shall be well. But it chanced in the 7th month, that Ismael, the son of Netaniah, the son of Elisama, of the king's blood, came, and 10 men with him, and smote Gedaliah, that he died. And so did he the Jews and the Chaldeans that were with him at Mizpah. And all the people, both small and great, and the captains of war, arose and came to Egypt, for they were afraid of the Chaldeans. Notwithstanding, yet in the 37th year, after Jehoiakim king of Judah was carried away, the 27th day of the 12th month, evil Merodach king of Babylon, the same year that he began to reign, did lift up the head of Jehoiakim king of Judah out of the prison, and spake kindly to him, and set his seat above the seat of the kings that were with him in Babylon, and changed his prison garments, and he did ever eat bread before him all the days of his life. His portion was a continual portion that was assigned him of the king, every day a certain, as long as he lived. The end of the 4th book of the Kings. The first book of the Chronicles, called in Latin Verba Dierum, or after the Greeks, Paralipomenon, which the Hebrews call Dibre Hayamim, and reckon both the books but for one. The first chapter, a brief rehearsal of all the genealogy of Adam, and so forth, unto the sons of Esau and Jacob. The first chapter. Adam, Set, Enos, Canaan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, Sem, Ham, and Japhet. The sons of Japhet, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, and Tubal, Mesech, and Tiras. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Diphat, and Togarma. And the sons of Javan, Elisa, and Tarsisa, Kittim, and Dodanim. The sons of Ham, Cuth, and Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan. The sons of Cuth, Seba, and Havilah, Sabetah, and Ramah, and Sabteka. And the sons of Ramah, Seba and Dedan. And Cus begat Nimrod, and he began to be mighty upon the earth. Mizraim begat Ludin, and Anamin, Lahabim, and Naphtuim, Phatrusim, and Casluim, of which came the Philistines and the Caphtorites. Canaan begat Zidon, his eldest son, and Het, Jebusi also, and Amori, and Girgasi, Hevi, Araki, and Sini, and Aruadi, Zamari, and Hemati, the sons of Sem, Elam, and Assur, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram, and Uz, Hul, and Geter, and Masek. Arphaxad begat Selah, and Selah begat Eber. And unto Eber were born 2 sons. The name of the one was Peleg, because that in his days the land was divided. And his brother's name was Joktan. Joktan begat Elmodad, and Saleth, Hazermanet, and Jerah, Haboram also, and Usal, and Dikla, Ebal, and Abimael, and Seba, and Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan: Sem, Arphaxad, Selah, Eber, Peleg, Rehu, Serug, Nahor, Terah, Abram, otherwise called Abraham. The sons of Abraham, Isaac and Ismael. And these are their generations. The eldest son of Ismael was Nebaioth, then Kedar, Abdael, and Mibsam, Mizma, and Duma, Melchiheded, and Tema, Jetur, Naphis, and Kedma. These are the sons of Ismael. The children of Keturah, Abraham's concubine. She bare Zimram, Joksan, Medan, Midian, Jizbok, and Suah. The children of Joksan, Seba and Dedan. The children of Dedan, Asurim and Latusim, and Leomim. The children of Midian, Ephah and Ephar, Henok, Abidah, and Eldaah. All these are children of Keturah. And so Abraham begat Isaac. The sons of Isaac, Esau and Israel. The sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Rehuel, Jebus, Jaalam, and Korah. The children of Eliphaz, Teman, Omer, Zephi, and Gatan, Kenas, Timnah, and Amalek. The children of Rahuel, Nahat, Zerah, Sama, and Mizah. The sons of Seir, Lotan, Sobal, Zibeon, and Anna, Vison, Ezer, and Disan. The children of Lotan, Hori and Homan, and Timnah was Lotan's sister. The children of Sobal, Alian, Manahat, Ebal, Sephi, and Onam. The sons of Zebeon, Aya and Anna. And the sons of Anna, Dison. The sons of Dison, Hanran, Esbon, Jitran, and Keran. The sons of Ezer, Bilhan, Zaavan, and Zakan. The sons of Disan, Uz, and Aran. These are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom, before any king reigned over the children of Israel. Bela, the son of Beor, and the name of his city was Dinhabah. And Bela died, and Jobab the son of Zerah of Bozrah reigned in his stead. And when Jobab also was dead, Husam of the land of the Temanites reigned in his stead. And when Husam was dead, Hadad the son of Bedad, which smote Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his stead. And the name of his city was Avit. So Hadad died, and Samlah of Masrekah reigned in his stead. And Samlah died, and Saul of Rehoboth by the riverside reigned in his stead. And when Saul was dead, Baalhanan the son of Achbor reigned in his stead. And Baalhanan died, and Hadad reigned in his stead. And the name of his city was Pahi, and his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mesahab. Hadad died also, and there were dukes in Edom, Duke Timnah, Duke Aliah, and Duke Jetet, Duke Afolibama, Duke Elah, Duke Pinon, Duke Kenaz, Duke Tamnam, Duke Mibzar, Duke Magdiel, and Duke Iram. These are the dukes of Edom.